Hello students, good morning. Today we are going to start part 3 of Judiciary. And today's topic is what are the different branches of the legal system. It means there are some branches of legal system. Legal system means the laws, implementation of laws and the explanation of the regulations and rules and regulations, how they will be followed and how these kinds of laws will be implemented in the society. This is legal system. It means anybody breaks the laws, anybody violates the laws must be punished by a system, that is legal system. The above case of the Dori death, Sudha's death, we discussed in the previous video, Sudha's death, it falls within what is considered a crime against society. So murder is considered a crime in the society against society and is a violation of criminal law. So one kind of law in legal system is criminal law and another is civil law. So some are civil cases, some are criminal cases. We have studied in chapter 4 about new civil law was passed in 2006. It is known as Domestic Violence Act. It was passed to protect women from the domestic violence, their physical and mentally harassment and tortured by male members of the family. So look at the following table to understand some of the significant differences. Now we'll discuss about the differences between criminal law and civil laws. Criminal law. The difference, first difference. Criminal law deals with conduct or acts that the law defines as offenses. For example, theft is offense, harassing a woman to bring more dowry, and murder. These kinds of cases are considered criminal laws, right? Means against these kinds of offenses, criminal laws are implemented or applied. But civil law deals with any harm or injury to rights of individuals. For example, disputes relating to sale of land, land disputes, purchases of goods, rent matters, and divorce cases. So these kinds of cases are the example of civil cases. Second one is it usually begins with the lodging of an FIR. It is known as First Information Report in police station with the police who investigate the crime, after which a case is filed in the court. It means in these kinds of cases, first of all FIR is lodged, or after that police investigates, and then investigation sheet is deposited by the police in the court and the case will be running in the court. Means particular judge will be hearing these kinds of cases in the court, and after that disputes are solved, or we can say that the victim people can get justice. And in civil law, a petition has to be filed before the relevant court first, right, by the affected party only. It means there is no need to FIR, just the affected party or the victim will be going in the court and petition will be filed. In a rent matter, either the landlord or tenant can file a case. If we see another means defense, if found guilty, any person if found guilty, the accused can be sent to jail and also fined. Both of the things can be happened. But in these cases, in civil cases, the court gives the specific relief asked for. For instance, in a case between a landlord and a tenant, the court can order the flat to be vacated and pending rent to be paid. So these kinds of decisions might be there. And if we see about the land issues, then the court will give the decisions, will give the verdict regarding the which person will hold the land, which person will be owner of the land, the part of land, this kind of verdict can be there from the court. So this is the basic difference between criminal laws and civil laws. We can fill this table given below based on what you have understood about criminal and civil law. Description of violation. This is description, and in this column, branch of law and procedure to be followed. A group of girls are persistently harassed by a group of boys while walking to school. In this case, what will be happened? In this case, FIR means this is the branch of law, criminal, right? It is criminal case, and FIR will be lodged. This is the first step. A tenant who is being forced to move out files a case in court against the landlord. This is civil case, right? And what is the process? Court. The case will be filed in court, and the court will give the decision. So I hope that you are understanding, dear students. Next one is, does everyone have access to the courts? Yes or no? According to our constitution, we have all the people, means we all the people have the right to access to the court. According to our preamble, all the citizens have right to get justice, social justice, political justice, economic justice, this kind. So it means everyone has access to the courts. If we read this extract, in principle, all citizens of India can access the courts in this country. As we have discussed that according to Article 32, we can go to the Supreme Court to protect our fundamental rights. And we can go directly to High Court according to Article 226, High Court, in case of violation of our fundamental rights. In the same way, if other rights have been violated, other disputes are there, to solve the conflicts, we can go to the court, we can have the legal system, we can go to the police. In this way, we can have the justice, right? As you read earlier, the courts play a very significant role in protecting our fundamental rights. We discussed about it. If any citizens believes that their rights are being violated, then they can approach the court for justice to be done, as we have discussed. And already, for a poor person who cannot read and whose family depends on a daily wage, the idea of going to court to get justice often seems remote, because legal procedure is very long. Sometimes it is being criticized by the people that it is very long process and very expensive, and only the people who have the power and money can fight the cases and can get the justice, not a poor person. In response to this, the Supreme Court in the early 1980s devised a mechanism of public interest litigation. PIL means those people who are harassed and violated, their rights are violated, they themselves cannot go to the court, they cannot file a case. In that case, the other people can file the case about their issue. It means PIL, this is public interest litigation. It allowed any individual of the country or organization to file a PIL in the High Court or the Supreme Court on behalf of those people whose rights were being violated. For example, you have seen somebody is tortured by another person. The person who is tortured is not going to court, not going to the police station. You have seen, so you can file a case under PIL, you can go to the court, right? And can litigate the public interest litigation. The legal process was greatly simplified, and even a letter or telegram addressed to the Supreme Court or the High Court could be treated as PIL. It means you should not, you have no need to go to the Supreme Court and to file the case. Just you will have to write the letter only. In the early years, PIL was used to secure justice on large number of issues, such as rescuing bonded laborers from inhuman work conditions and securing the release of prisoners in Bihar who had been kept in jail even after their punishment term was completed. So in this way, those people could not go to the court, could not go to the police, could not get the justice, but other organizations and other people filed the case, right, against the violation, against the harassment or torturing of those people. So did you know that the midday meal that children now receive in government and government aided schools because of a PIL? See the photos on the right and read the text below to understand how this came about. Just we'll see photo 1, this is the photo 1, this one photo 2. And the people are having the grain sacks and big storage of grain. Here in this picture you can see the drought, the earth is completely dried, land or soil is completely dried, and here the women are gathered, and in this way you can see the distribution of grain. So photo 1 is telling 2001 the drought in Rajasthan and Odisha meant that millions faced an acute shortage of food they faced. Meanwhile, the government godowns were full of grain. Second photo, often this was being eaten away by rats. Photo 3, in this situation of hunger amidst plenty, an organization called the People's Union of Civil Liberties or PUCL filed a PIL in the Supreme Court, and it is stated that the fundamental right to life guaranteed in Article 21. You have to remember, dear students, that fundamental right to life guaranteed in Article 21 of the Constitution included the right to food. If we do not get food, how can we live, right? How can we spend our life without food? Without food, the human being cannot live for long, right? So this is the part of Article 21, right to food. The state's excuse that it did not have adequate funds was shown to be wrong because the godowns were overflowing with grains. The Supreme Court ruled that the state had a duty to provide food to all. So this is food security. Food security is one of the directions and the instructions given by the Supreme Court. After that, the state government or the central government has the full duty, fully responsible to provide food for all the people. Clear? Accessibility, affordability, and we can say that accessness. Clear? For all the people. Photo 4 is showing it therefore directed the government to provide more employment, to provide food at cheaper prices through the government ration shops, and to provide midday meals to children in the schools, right? And it also appointed 2 food commissioners to report on the implementation of government schemes. So this is the distribution of grains in the photo number 4. This is also known as this is also done under PDS, Public Distribution System, or the midday meal scheme in schools for children. So dear students, the rest of the topics of this chapter we'll study in the next video. Keep revising this chapter. Thank you. Have a nice day.